Welcome everybody to our Pitching for Sustainability session today. We are very glad to have everyone here and everyone in the backstage as well. We have judges from UMB, from Shaping Horizons, and from other partners organizations that will be evaluating today the pitches based on some standard considerations on the problem that the teams are solving and the solutions. We're very happy to have everyone on board. And in order to start the session, and for everyone to be aware, the teams will be pitching for 2 minutes, and then there will be time for a single question that will be asked by the judges. So in order to start, let me begin by introducing briefly the team 14, who will be today's first team that will be pitching. As you can see in my screen, we are very happy to have Andres, Juan, and Alejandro from team 14, mentored by Kevin. Is the pitcher from team 14 ready to start?
Yeah, Matthias.
Thank you for being here today. The floor is yours, please pitch.
Thank you for the introduction. Well, in Team 14, we decided to focus our project in Argentina, where 8 out of 10 bank account users just withdraw their income on a monthly basis, thus, by not investing, reducing their chances of reaching their life goals. As we started the Fintech for Inclusion journey, we began by asking ourselves, why do people work? Why do people save and invest? And the answer is not about money, but the goal. Why people are saving? And it is to reach their goals. Therefore, just asking about financial products and interest rates won't captivate our users' attention. That's why our idea is to develop a digital platform that offers users guidance on how they can achieve their goals, such as creating an emergency fund, saving for retirement, buying a house, and so on. This will be possible through tailored financial planning according to each particular goal. Based on user requirements, the app will provide the user details about how long will it take and how much they need to save on a monthly basis and when to save. Besides, we will offer affordable investment options to accelerate the process and financial education through videos and material to empower users' financial health. As keeping the user's motivation is one of the toughest challenges we have, we focus on going along with the users by using behavioral techniques and gamification to promote engagement so the user can commit to reach their objectives. As keeping users, should you want to hear more about us and our solution, don't hesitate in contacting us. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, team 14. So we have then perhaps some question from the judge, from a judge.
Yes. Yeah, my question is, what's your business model? Are you planning to have the user pay for the app or have partnerships with banks when you were talking about the investment options, affordable investment options?
Okay, at the beginning, our idea is to offer it directly to users. And of course, partnering with certain banks, but not offering directly to banks, but directly to the users.
Thank you very much for that. So we will now move to team 6, Wall Ed. The team is composed by Nicolas, Matthias, Ruth, and Lucia. And Leifiana and Mike are the 2 mentors of this team. We're very glad and welcome team 6 to the stage. So today's pitcher from Team 6, I believe, Nicolas. Are you there?
Yes, Matthias. Thank you.
Perfect. Then let's be ready. The floor is yours for pitching.
Thank you. Currently, in Argentina, poverty affects 42% of the population. That is 90 million people. Argentina poverty line is 50,000 pesos per month, and the average family income of poor households is 29,000 pesos. On the other hand, it is estimated that 32 million of Argentines are users of a mobile phone. That is 72% of the population. Hello, I'm Nicolas, and I want to tell you what does these numbers imply. A wide range of users with access to technology, but with an economic resource that can only allow basic consumption, which leads to an inability to generate savings in the short and medium term, accompanied with a lack of knowledge about financial tools and an inflationary economic context. This is why we create Wallet, a digital wallet that allows low-income people to access the possibility of generating savings and developing financial knowledge. With the wallet, the consumers will pay for their usual purchases. Through a commercial alliance business model, the app will give you a cashback based on your purchase. This refund is designed to generate a long-term saving fund in order to create savings and value for users. The app will keep these savings invested in financial tools so that the amount does not lose value or purchasing power. In addition, users will be able to access educational content and courses to improve their knowledge and increase their investment benefits. Our purpose is to help people to achieve savings. We want to change the future of Argentina by improving people's lives. With your support, we can open the doors of savings to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolas, for your pitch. Indeed, highlighting if the pitchers can turn on their camera, it's always nice to see their faces while you're pitching. So thank you for that comment. And now going to the questions. Are there questions from the judges?
Yes. I would like to know, taking into account that the users are not used to save, which are the main incentives for them to save and to use your solution?
Yeah, perfect. The context in Argentina is that the community is using any day more digital wallets and this kind of payments, and the idea is to to impulse this use via this this cashback, and this cashback is going to be the save, and this save is going to create value in the future. So this is going to be the improvement for the use of the digital wallet. I don't know if I answered the question.
Thank you, Nicolas. Thank you. So I think you actually did answer the question. And thank you, Carmen, for that. So just to double check, because this is a very tough job, are all the judges doing fine with the analysis of the pitches? It's all good?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, so good.
All good.
So
Thank
far.
you. So far, so good. Thank you. Please do let us know if you need a little bit more of time. If you are doing fine so far, we will now continue with Team 11. So Team 11, Eplar, it's composed by Fernando, Santiago, and Andrew. The team is mentored by Alejandro. So we welcome Team 11. We are very glad that you can be pitching today with us. And is the pitcher from Team 11 ready for pitching?
Yes, just wondering, can you hear me well?
We can hear you well. If you would like to turn on the camera, as we were mentioning, are you ready to start?
Yes, I'm on both devices. Sorry, I'm getting problem with my. But okay, I think that now I can be seen if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's all good now. All right, so please go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Currently in Mexico, more than 30 million people that are economically active are not associated with any retirement programs. And by 2050, more than 80 million people in Latin America won't have any secure retirement and will be too old to continue working, which will enhance their dependency from family members or the government. This is why we're building EPLA, a financial education platform with interactive courses for informal and gig workers that will help them create complementary retirement funds. EPLA will work with syllabus and courses given via website and an app. Throughout alliances with universities, the user will first validate their understanding on the matter with a survey, and when starting the program, our algorithms will help them advance in a tailored path, advising them on how to start securing means for their future. We will have a business model with two components. In our B2C, we will have general freemium courses and personalized advisory via paid subscription. In our B2B model, we'll work directly with universities and other institutions with partnerships for financial education to its students or employees. Our vision is to create a strong, comprehensive program in which later on an employer can certificate themselves to be a financially inclusive company. Unlike other providers in the market that offer generic programs, our models will have user-centered design, algorithms for personalized experience and trackability. As well, we will focus on a specific demographic, young people, and on a specific topic, savings and financial planning. Our team is composed of unparalleled experienced professionals from different countries in the region, from fields in economics, statistics, finance, and business management. If you believe that everyone should have access to a conscious and affordable financial program to invest in their future, and if you think that we can end the income inequality gap of our region, please let us know. It will be a thrill to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your pitch. Would the judges have any question?
Oh, yes, I do. So you specifically have targeted universities and small and middle-sized businesses. Do you plan to move beyond that? And if so, how would you do so? What would be your next step?
Yes, so our idea is to start the prototype with small and medium enterprises and universities, and from that, build and test our syllabus and prototypes, and then go with medium enterprises, union chambers, associations, or other different entities for a specific type of workers, construction workers, cleaning ladies, or people that are unionized and that lack financial education. So we want to go for like a rather controlled environment or population to a more diverse demographic as we advance in testing our audience and our programs.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for that question and the detailed answer. So we will then move to the next team. So the next team is team number 7, fit.tura. If I pronounce it correctly, I understand this is in Portuguese. So the team is composed by Francisco, Juan Manuel, Pia, and Flaviano. And Javier is the mentor of this team. Is the picture from team 7?
Yes.
Here. Cool. So now going to your next slide, please go ahead and pitch.
Do you know how hard it is to get access to credit being a micro entrepreneur from the suburbs of Sao Paulo with less than, let's say, 2 years of experience and without having any credit history with a high street bank before? Well, according to a recent Sebrae survey, it's so hard that 60% of small business owners were not able to obtain credit in Brazil in the last year. That is because the way our traditional financial system works, it needs almost certainty that your business is solid before lending you money. Okay, you may think that's fair enough, but what's not fair though is to assess the strength of an online business based on the value of the property where it is located, for example, or the health of a homemade cake business by looking at its cash flow statements from the last 3 years. Traditional metrics cannot properly measure businesses of every kind. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. With this in mind, we are developing a solution that not only helps entrepreneurs deal with these contradictions and access better credit in spite of them, but also pays attention to what really matters when assessing risk of non-traditional businesses. our solution focuses on 3 main points. First, to help people understand their credit performance and how their behavior affects it, to be able to act on it. Then, to act as a marketplace for financial institutions to offer credit directly through our app, connecting our entrepreneurs with the best offers available for them. And finally, by creating our own scoring methodology that takes into account untraditional data like the social media usage, the utility bills, and mobile data, for example, to be able to bring unbanked micro-entrepreneurs into the credit system. With your help, our solution can make accessing good credit offers a choice for everyone in Brazil. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the pitch. Do the judges have a question for the pitcher?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thanks for the pitch. It was really nice. I have one question because you say it's inclusive. And I was just wondering if you ever thought about, when developing the app or the business model, if it's inclusive for, have you ever think about people with disabilities, like for people who has visual impairment, because that's also a business gap, so it could be filled somewhere.
If I understood correctly, you're asking if we plan for a visual impairment?
Yes, or just inclusivity, people
disabilities in general. At this first stage in the prototype, we have not, to be honest, but it's a good point that we will take forward. At the beginning, it will be an online app. It could always be read by someone, for example, with visual impairments. We can make it adjusted and try it. That's why we're testing it at the moment, to be able to find these little gaps and make our product better.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to the pitcher and the judge for the question again. I will double check now, are the judges doing fine? I know this is a very tough race for everyone.
Yes, thanks.
Yes.
Cool, perfect. Thank you for that. So now then we will move to the next team. This is team 15. So the team name is Grow, and it's composed by Jesus Vasquez as a mentor and Alfredo Collado as a mentor as well. And the team members are Nicolas, Paula, Germán, and Gabriela. So we are very happy, team 15, to have you here. Is the pitcher from team 15 present?
Hi, Matthias. Good afternoon. Yes, I'm here right now. Thank you very much for the introduction.
So then I'll give you, there seems to be some background noise. So everyone other than the pitcher, please do silence your microphones. And then I'll give you time for you to pitch. Please go ahead.
All right, thank you. So we started our investigation with the fact that a vast majority of our users had a bank account, but only a fraction of them admitted to actively use it. We also, under different market research, found out that all of our users actually did have or had made mistakes of inadequate financial decisions. And this was mostly related to the fact of not having proper financial education during their formation. This made them feel overwhelmed and injured, and it actually got even worse until we went all the way down to the base of the socioeconomic pyramid. The solution that we came up with aims to help with social mobility and also assisting with all the SDGs that we've been hearing about. The specific target of our population right now to start off is Generation Z, and we aim to start in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and then be able to expand through scalability to the rest of Latin America. Right now, there are no available products for the existing demand right now. So this is actually a really innovative tool that we've come up with and designed for the past months. The idea is for our platform to offer different products, yes, and this is first of all game-based products, so all the users can start playing and getting related to all these concepts. Later on, to start working with a personal money manager to be able to manage income and expenses. And later on, with a very new tool that will come in handy, which is the ability for them to be able to compare themselves along with all the information that's being uploaded in an anonymous way with the rest of the people, okay, with different or similar characteristics. Later on, we thought of actually making it sustainable and scalable, so it has two different sources of income. First of all, we have a financial marketplace. So along with everything that our users have been doing, the idea is to be able to introduce them to the real market. This will be done through us intermediating with different financial institutions by offering their products on our platform. Later on, through artificial intelligence and data science, we will have the ability to be able to process all the information that our users have been uploading. Thank you very much, to be able to assess different companies. Thank you very much for listening, and we appreciate it, and I hope you can join us.
Thank you very much, Peter from team 15. Is there any question from the judges?
Hi, thank you very much for your presentation. So I have a question. How have you decided which topics to include within your financial education offering? Is this based on any evidence of knowledge gaps within Generation Z?
Yes, we actually did evidence a big difference in financial education along with generations. So that's why we're starting with Generation Z, because they have actually the capability of learning and being included with all technology tools, such as cell phones, tablets, computers. And the idea is to start with very basic financial topics, such as opening bank accounts, showing how simple and compounded interest work, and then different tools as how to start granting access to credit cards or actual loans, being able to invest their savings, and teach them how to start moving their money in the long term and not using it just in the short term, which is something we really find difficult here in Argentina, given the economic situation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Peter from team 15 and the judges. So we will move then to the next team. So the next team is team number 4. Team number 4 is composed by Lucas, Julieta, Alan, Ana, and has actually 2 mentors, Luciana and Aude. So is the picture from team 4 ready?
Ready, Matthias.
Great. So let me go then to your slide. And please, if you turn on your camera and your microphone, please go ahead and start pitching now.
Do you know the difference between simple and compound interest? What about concepts like inflation and risk diversification? If you do, that's great. But bear in mind that you're among a privileged minority. Unfortunately, in Argentina, 72% of adults are financially illiterate, which translates to economic vulnerability and an uneven playing field for themselves, their families, and their communities as a whole. How can we tackle this reality? Youngsters. Almost 9% of the population in Argentina are teenagers between 15 to 19 years old, one step away from becoming adults. As a team, we have created LUFINDO, a game app that challenges teenagers to follow their own adventure, tied to real-life scenarios, such as purchasing a bicycle in a safe environment where mistakes are part of the learning process. Our research shows that it is imperative to switch from simply transferring concepts to cultivating healthy financial habits and strategic decision-making. Starting in Buenos Aires and then scaling to other provinces, LUFINDO will have an inclusive approach in terms of gender, regions, and accessibility. LUFINDO aims to be a cutting-edge solution that connects finance, technology, and education. How? Through an experiential learning opportunity that provides teenagers an asset for the rest of their lives. Shall we play? Let the game begin.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your pitch. Do the judges have a question for the team?
Hello, yes, and thank you very much for your pitch. So I'm wondering, how will you make sure that the teenagers, the things that they learn whilst using the game, that does go on to improve their financial choices and financial situation?
Sure. So first of all, we want to have some pillars in our games, which are defined internationally on what financial education or what a financial literate person should have, which are inflation, risk diversification, compounding interest, and simple interest rate. So we want to provide teenagers with at least these notions of financial concepts, and then building up on other things that we consider important for their lives, such as budgeting, such as other investment opportunities, such as concepts like cryptocurrency, which are nowadays very important, and we think they should definitely know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your answer and for the pitch, as well as the judge for the question. So now we will move then to the next team. This will be team number 1, Noma. The team coordinator is Nestor, and we have team members from several countries, Asnate, Nicolas, Kiyomi, and Eric. And we also have Jonathan as mentor. By the way, very good touch and nice input from the little flags there. I really like this input. We'll consider it for future templates. And is the pitcher from team 1 ready for pitching?
Yes, hello.
Perfect, we can hear you very well. So please, go ahead.
Okay. Today, we want to tell you about Carla. She is a newly arrived migrant who cannot open a bank account due to the entry barriers of the Panamanian banking system. In Panama, the onboarding process of account opening requires many documents that migrants like Carla do not have when arriving, like a permanent visa, a formal job, a proof of residence, and in some cases, an initial deposit is required. And if you only have a passport, it is a large amount that many migrants cannot afford. So even when Carla got an informal job, she had to use a bank account of someone else to receive her salary. This is a problem that affects not only Carla, but also 60,000 migrants that enter each year into the country. This affects directly their access to a checking account, money transfers, payroll payments, and even to credit. To improve the access to basic financial solutions, we designed Noma, a mobile app. By introducing Noma, the migrants will experience a safe onboarding process that considers all their current documents and financial restrictions. They will be able to receive and send money locally and worldwide, have a savings account, and also withdraw cash in ATMs, all in their native language. We will use core banking and identity checker providers to enable our services and bring the benefits of neobanks for migrants in Panama. So we can focus on the experience and let core banking be our partner. Our onboarding process doesn't need a minimum deposit and only requires passport, personal information, and a selfie, providing a unique financial experience for migrants that have been unattended by traditional banking at any time they need. In Noma, we will provide financial access, no matter where you come from.
Thank you very much for the pitch. Do the judges have any question?
Yes. Yeah, thank you for the pitch. It was great. I have a question. So you mentioned the fact that the banking restrictions are quite high for migrants. You would also think, though, maybe that banking restrictions are here in a place for a reason. How are you planning maybe to mitigate risk, for example? How are you planning with your bank to then deal with this risk? Or do you just think that the banking restrictions are just aged and are not valid anymore?
All right. So I will divide my answer in 2 steps. First, the legal restrictions. We validated that in Panama, there is no such legal restrictions for banks to attend these migrants. It's just that the financial products that the context in Panama like pushes the banks to offer are only adjusted to corporations or rich. So the financial products doesn't fit this kind of market. That's why the requirements are too high. They were not thought for migrants. Is that answer?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much then for your question and for the judge for asking that as well and for the answer. So we will move then to next team. Thank you, Noma, for your pitch again. The next team, it's team 16. Actually, now we will have some teams that are alumni from the first program that we hosted, and therefore are actually related with sustainability, not necessarily with fintech. So the first of these alumni teams is Visit for Good. So the team is composed by Romina, Rocio, Sergio, and Simeon as the mentor. Is the pitcher from team Visit for Good ready?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. Then please go ahead and start pitching.
I cannot show my video. I don't know why.
Okay. Can we double check a moment with logistics, whether they can turn on the video for her? Is it possible?
Mati, you would have to stop sharing your screen for the panelists to be able to share hers.
No, the screen, no, the video, right? It's the...
This is disabled for me. The host has this.
Let me, can you double check whether you, now it's working perfect. So let me now then share my screen again. Give me please a second before we start. Can you all see my screen now?
Yes.
Great, so please go ahead and pitch.
One of the most pressing problems the Latin America countries face is a lack of development opportunities, especially for social minorities. We believe that everyone, no matter the nationality, race, gender, or any other distinction, must have a dignified life and equal access to human development without affecting their cultural identity. This is why we have created Visit for Good, a sustainable touristic organization for local development. We connect people from all over the world with communities in Latin America by providing cultural exchange opportunities. This gives the possibility for tourists to contribute to the community's development by booking activities where 70% of the profits will fund social projects. How do we do so? You can visit our website, visitforgood.com, where you'll be able to choose from different activities performed by community members, such as traditional techniques and cultural stories, and book the one you like the most. Remember, every time you book an experience with us, you'll be able to support a community project that addresses their main needs. Also, if you cannot attend to the experience, you can always donate. All donations will go directly and fully to the community project. Visit for Good has the potential to escalate across different countries in Latin America. We will greatly benefit from Cambridge enterprise expertise because, one, our online platform allows us to offer our service to everyone from around the world, where communities from all over LATAM can share their experience too. Second, we will create strong alliances with NGOs who are already working with local communities to build our network. And last but not least, we count on our volunteers who will support us with mentoring communities and monitoring the advances of the projects. We believe that with your knowledge and our commitment, we will be able to create a more equal Latin America for 50 million people. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the pitch. Do judges have a question for team Visit for Good?
Yes, thank you, Matthias. My question would be like, have you ever thought about how you convince people to donate for your organization? Is there any marketing plan or partnership plan?
Yes, so we already have our website. We're already working on our market research to create a marketing strategy to use all our social platforms. And we actually have an alliance with a Peruvian NGO, and we're working with them to be able to get the donations and the donations to be able to reach to the communities and members of each community.
Very nice. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you very much, Team Visit for Good, for the pitch. We'll now move then to the next team. So the next team is Team 18, Re-inventa. It's composed by Carolina Rojas, Carolina Donado, Cecia, and Scarlett. And the mentor for the team is Roxana. Is the pitcher from Team 18 present? Do we have someone for Team 18?
There seems to be an issue with her mic and we can't hear you.
Let me
try different headphones, picture 18, because we can see you, but we can't hear you.
What we can do is while picture 18 perhaps with a muted microphone, try to see whether you can connect perhaps from your phone or from other device. We'll move to the next team and then we will come back to you. Okay? So for the time being, we will mute you while we continue with the next team. All right? So we will continue therefore now with team 19. Team 19, it's Bridges for Science, also an alumni team. It's composed by Daniela, Mildred, Tiago, Alonso, and Marjorie. Has Patricia as a mentor, and actually also Alexis is part of this team. So now we will move to the slide. Is the pitcher from team 19, ready for pitching?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. So please go ahead.
The global pandemic, climate change, and the fourth industrial revolution are just some of the current challenges that our governments are facing and where the input from experts is crucial. Nevertheless, according to our research, in Latin America, the bridges between experts and policymakers are limited, and the current initiatives do not completely tackle this problem. For this reason, we created Bridges for Science. We aim to connect policymakers and academics to foster evidence-based policymaking in the regions. Since 2019, we have been continually working on 3 projects. First, our webinar series, which aims to democratize information to the general public about the importance of science for improving policymaking. Second, we are launching the prototype for our consultancy model in Quito, Ecuador. We are launching this project with the incubator, and we plan to expand to other Latin American cities. Our team of ambassadors is developing partnerships with local governments to obtain information about policy projects. This information is then delivered to academics for their expert advice on the specific policy. This feedback is synthesized and then delivered back to policymakers for their consideration. We also want to ease the communication to policy proposals from experts to politicians. Finally, we are organizing workshops in collaboration with our strategic partners, in which we deliver practical advice to communicate scientific evidence to policymakers. Our next workshop will be delivered as part of the Forum CILAC next Friday. As part of our sustainability strategy, our projects are delivered at minimal cost. We are currently running at less than £50 per month, and we are also negotiating a sponsorship with our strategic partners. Latin America deserves better policies that actually work for the people. There is no time to lose. We need to create bridges for science. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Team Bridges for Science, for the pitch. Do judges have a question for the team?
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I'm just wondering, how does Bridges for Science's offering differ from, say, think tanks and NGOs that are also doing similar things on similar topics? And why is that Bridges for Science superior to that, do you think?
I think that the solution is mainly different because there are not these spaces where politicians can actually connect with scientists. Think tanks develop this specific research and they give evidence, but at the end of the day, scientists struggle to communicate their research, to be better communicators, to be more relevant for the policymakers. So we are creating the actual bridge with our volunteers when we are giving feedback on the policies and delivering this in order to improve policymaking. So I think that the consultancy model in particular is the added value that organization gives to the people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the pitch and the judges. Shall we give it a try again with the previous team? Would you like to let us know, Team Re-inventa, whether now your microphone is working? Should we give it a try?
Hello, can you hear me?
We hear you very well. Great. So,
Awesome.
So then, just to present you again, Team 18 is composed by Carolina Rojas, Carolina Donado, Cecia, and Scarlett, and it's mentored by Roxana. Team 18 Re-inventa. Then the floor is yours for pitching. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Scarlett, and this is our project called Re-inventa. Have you ever think about the amount of waste generation in the world? Well, by 2025, we'll be producing around 2.3 billions of waste per year. That's a lot of pollution. It is impossible to get the sustainability of our natural resources if we continue by this way. And that's why our project is focused on circular economy. We are going to provide spaces for co-creation with a special structure in environmental education. And we are going to work with vulnerable communities. And these communities are low income, have problems with gangs, and without an efficiently waste management system. But before to continue, you may ask yourself right now, what is a co-creation space? Well, basically, it's a space where the members can create new products using the waste generated by the own community. And our project or our organization is going to provide technology and a strategy to create green ventures using these new products. And where are we going to start? We are going to start in Santa Ana, Panama, which is one of the most famous and historical communities in this country and has all of the problems that I mentioned before. And even we already have strategic partners to help us, like Conservatorio Internacional. We truly believe in this project. We truly believe we can change the world using circular economy and social and environmental development. And just remember one thing, waste, it isn't waste until we decide it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Team Re-inventa, for your pitch. Is there any question from the judges?
Yes, Matthias, I'm here. Thank you for the pitch. And I find the topic really, it's really a hot topic nowadays. So I find it very interesting. And my question is, if you made this business successful in Argentina, then have you ever thought about like expanding the idea like to other countries?
Yes, of course. And that's even our mission. Well, actually, I'm not from Panama. I'm from Honduras. It's really close to Panama. But I let you know this because we are really thinking to create new spaces in other countries, because we truly believe to do something in all the countries, because it's really necessary to do something with the waste. And of course, in our vision, you are going to find out this. We truly want to be a reference in all Latin America. I know it's really ambitious, but we truly believe we can do it.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Team Re-inventa, for the pitch. So we will move on then to Team 17 now, Bioimprint. So Team 17 is the last alumni team. Anna, Mora, Amram, and Nicolas are the team members, and the mentor is Andrea. Do we have the picture from Team 17?
Yes.
Perfect. So please go ahead and start pitching now.
Currently, our diet is responsible for 25% of global greenhouse emissions, 80% of global deforestation, and 66% of freshwater use. 78% of UK consumers are willing to change their behaviour to mitigate climate change. However, it's very difficult for consumers to choose more environmentally sustainable products. Existing eco-labels, such as those shown in the top right, don't give consumers the information they need. They are present on very few products and use diverse methodologies, making it impossible for the consumer to compare two similar products. Our vision is to empower consumers to make more sustainable dietary choices to reduce the impact their diet has on the environment. Oxford University has developed a pioneering environmental labelling system, which is simple for consumers to understand, yet accurate and comparable between products. Our mission is to accelerate the widespread implementation of a consistent, trustworthy, and informative environmental labelling system for food products, such as the Oxford label, by influencing policymakers to create environmental labelling standards for food, as they have done for nutritional labelling. We will create policy briefs summarising evidence on environmental food labelling and its implementation in collaboration with our multidisciplinary network of expert academics, policymakers, and food industry leaders who have already pledged their support to our project. We will disseminate these briefs to policymakers in the UK and Latin America through our existing network of policymakers and through public engagement channels of national and international organisations, such as the Department of Environmental, Food and Rural Affairs in the UK, the Food and Agricultural Organization of the UN, and the IICA in Latin America. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for the pitch. Is there a question from the judges for the team?
Yes, and thank you. That was a lovely pitch. So a lot of policy briefs are generated by many, many different people. The trick is always to actually get them to be picked up and read. How are you going to ensure your policy briefs get to the hands of the right people and are read by them?
So that's a great question. So we are already supported by a mentor who's very well connected in the UK government, who is supporting us with disseminating these briefs to the right people. So kind of in the first instance, we've actually already pitched to someone in the Food Standards Agency in the UK, and we plan to kind of navigate the UK through that route, and then through it to kind of build our network in the UK space. And then in Chile, one of our team members, Nico, is doing an excellent job of engaging with or starting to kind of build a network in that policy space there and hopefully move on from there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the team for the pitch and the judges. So now we will move actually to a team that also had a problem with the audio. Sorry, I'm moving a little bit fast here. We're now back to team 8, to Casa. Team 8 is composed by Maya, Ariel, and Monica. It's one of the current teams of this year program in FinTech, and Gabriela is the mentor of this team. Do we have the picture for the team ready? Team 8, do we have some issue with the microphone? Maya, can you try to talk?
Madi, she was connected as a participant. We're now rejoining her as a panelist so that she can use the mic. Just 1 sec, and she should be rejoining us with the mic.
Perfect. I can double check meanwhile, we know it's a very tough job to be a judge panel in 2-minute speeches. So do we still have all of you there alive and healthy and being able to give the last feedback and the question for the teams?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Great. This will be the last speech of today's session. So bear with us while we solve the last technical issue with team 8.
We see her as a panelist now, but she's not switching on her camera and mic. Her name is Cecia, or no?
No, Maya.
Maya.
So anyone from the team 8? So if she joins again, I can upgrade her to be able to turn on the camera and the microphone. I think that would be the easiest. Or someone just join us actually as well here.
I think she's coming now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. So can you, so we do see you, we hear you as well, I believe, right?
You hear me?
I hear you, yeah. Great.
Okay, so whenever you let me know, I'll go.
Cool, perfect. Thank you, Maya, then. Thank you, team 8. Please go ahead and pitch.
Okay, thank you all for being here. Hope you're not too tired, and thank you for your patience. But hope you're not too tired because you're about to hear about the unicorn of financial inclusion and access to proper housing. On top, we can see Carolina with her family, which all suffer from a housing deficit, like 3.8 other million families in Argentina. With Casa, we are developing a network of solutions that will guarantee access to proper housing through financial inclusion. How? Combining optimized construction methods with personalized credits tailor-made and digital saving mechanisms that already are taking place in the neighborhoods where people like Carolina live. But let's face it, we talk about the unicorn, no? But the guy who invented the unicorn just put a horn into a horse. So that's what we want to do with Casa. We want to combine all solutions and innovations that are already taking place in Argentina right now to improve Carolina's life with many others that live in the same situation like Carolina. We're working with construction companies, we're working with NGOs, we're working with digital wallets. So it's just about to get the engine running. So if you want to be a part of this unicorn, please feel free to reach us.
Thank you very much, Maya, for your pitch. Do we have a question for the team from the judges?
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I'm just wondering how you are planning to reach out to developers for partnerships and how you see that partnership relationship working with your product.
We are currently working because something that obsesses me and on our team is that many things and many ideas are already taking place. So we said like, hey, I think what we need is not more software, we need APIs, connecting solutions that are already taking place. So for this project, we contacted a marketplace, but based on construction, a factory that builds those houses that you're seeing there, and a digital wallet. I said like, hey, can we combine things that are already taking place and being developed with things that are happening in neighborhoods, like saving mechanisms that are already taking place? Because I heard one of the teams that talked about like people are not saving, they are saving, but it's not optimized. So we want to digitalize that and optimize that so that they can have a return on their investments, and all that to focus on improving house qualities. But we are already working as a network.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. And thank you, Maya, for your pitch. So now I will give, we have a couple of minutes, 3-4 minutes. I would like to invite the judges to turn on their cameras, if that's fine with you. I'd like to thank you for being the judges of all these ideas. As I was saying, we know it's a hard job, particularly in short pitches, and perhaps I don't know if one or a couple, we have a couple of minutes, so a couple of you perhaps would like to give perhaps some general comments. What were your feelings to the teams? We know anyway, we will provide to the teams your detailed comments that you may have for them as well after. But if you have some general comments, perhaps you are very welcome to go ahead.
Sure, I'll jump in. Firstly, congratulations to all the teams that pitched, because it's not an easy thing to do on Zoom, as we've seen with connection and audio issues, and you all did very, very well. I think that one of the most crucial things that can be said across the board was ensuring that you geographically place both the problem and the solution, and you're very clear as to which country or region that you are talking about, because in some pictures it wasn't entirely clear which country you were pulling data from and discussing. So that would be my one piece of advice. But I would say across the board, it was really hard to kind of find strengths compared to each other, because you were all very strong pitches. Congratulations.
Thank you, Claire, for those comments. Diana, I believe you open your microphone, so I'm assuming you would like to say something. Please,
Yes.
by all means, go ahead.
Thanks for the pitches. Actually, it was a harder job to judge that I expected, because all the pitches. So, but I would like to just say that focus on your strengths, because, for instance, there were a few ideas which are very similar, like developing an application. So what makes you stand out from the others? And also those pitches which were with some kind of call to action or with more energy and passion, I think those are the really great. I know it's really hard to do it on Zoom. And I would like to say thank you again, because all of them were really great.
Thank you, Diana. Would someone else like to mention something, or we're good? Great. So again, thank you everyone for being present today.